Three dimensions that we can see, physical, right? Okay, those three dimensions each have a name. There's the frontal. The frontal is anything that goes like this. It's basically if this glass panel were to divide my body, it would divide me front to back. So a frontal movement is anything I can do this way. Does that make sense? So nothing's going that way, nothing's going up or down. Yeah, so this is frontal. Okay. The next one is sagittal. This is the second of the dimensions. Sagittal is front to back. So if I cut myself in half, the sagittal divides me into two sides, right and left. Okay, so a sagittal movement is walking, running, anything backpedaling, crab walks forward and backwards. Anything I'm doing this way, that's a sagittal motion. Okay. The last one, the third dimension, T, transverse. Transverse, if this mirror were horizontal and it cut me in half here, it's going to divide me into a top and a bottom. Transverse movement is anything twisting, going along with that mirror. So anybody want to participate in the pop quiz real quick? Just to recap, we learned through repetition, so I want to throw it back at you guys. What's the frontal? Yep, Randy's got it, side to side. Yep. What is sagittal? Front to back. And transverse?
Up and down.
Twist. This is the grid that's going on in our heads, that every single training that we do with somebody is following that grid, but we're asking ourselves questions like, do they need a frontal exercise that goes out or a frontal exercise that comes in? Do they need sagittal this way or sagittal this way? Stuff like that is going to tell us which exercises to pick and which ones to throw out. So let's do an example here. Also, real quick, FST, frontal, sagittal, transverse. The way to remember which one, or remember the order. This was total accident and coincidence, and probably only works in the English language. Bill? Yeah. First, second, third. Easy. Again, probably only works in English because in other languages they're probably different, but it helps us. All right. So first, second, third. So in the order, in the sequencing that we do, first, second, third, and hips are also first before shoulders and shoulders before core. Now, if we were to draw numbers 1 through 9, it'll look like this. The first batch of exercises you guys do when you come in is going to be hips frontal. The second batch of exercises that you do is going to be hips sagittal. The third, then we're going to do hips transverse. Then we've got the hips. Hips are wrapped up like a little package. Now we can move on to the shoulders. Shoulders frontal, shoulders sagittal, shoulders transverse, and then core, just like that.